In 2024, Californians face a wave of crime, with over 1.3 million serious incidents reported across the state. Property crimes topped 1 million, with rates rising nearly 4% from last year. Violent crime wasn't far behind, with more than 238,000 cases and a 5.3% increase. Gang activity is also a growing concern, with nearly 1 million people identified as gang members statewide. Shockingly, 13.4% of surveyed high schoolers admitted to gang affiliation. With crime on the rise, many are rethinking what safety looks like in their communities. Curious which part of the Golden State is the most dangerous? Join us as we reveal the top 10 cities where crime is hitting hardest. Number 10. Anaheim. With a population of over 344,000, the city saw crime jump noticeably in 2023. That year, the Anaheim Police Department reported 9,841 incidents, a 3.6% increase from the year before. Unfortunately, the trend didn't slow down in 2024. Estimates suggest Anaheim will log around 4,100 violent crimes this year alone. Even more concerning is a rise in property crimes, which climbed by 7.1%. That means about 16.5 property crimes occur for every 1,000 people. Car theft, in particular, is on the upswing, with a 7% increase compared to 2023. So, what does this all mean for everyday residents? The chances of being affected by crime in Anaheim are higher than in 85% of U.S. cities. To put it simply, there's a 1 in 35 chance you could be the victim of either a violent or property crime. 9. Bakersfield. In 2023, Bakersfield reported 13,688 total crimes, an increase of nearly 10% from the previous year, despite a population of just over 410,000. Unfortunately, the trend hasn't improved in 2024. Estimates suggest there will be around 9,300 violent crimes this year alone. That's about 22.7 violent crimes for every 1,000 people living in the city. These numbers place Bakersfield among the more dangerous areas in California. In fact, the city's crime rate is higher than 81% of other communities across the state. For residents, the odds aren't reassuring. There's a 1 in 30 chance of being a victim of any crime, violent or property-related, and a 1 in 95 chance of facing property crime specifically. The statistics paint a clear picture. Public safety remains a growing concern for the city and its residents. Number 8. Oakland. Oakland has been facing serious crime challenges, and things took a turn for the worse in 2023. With a population of just over 430,000, the city saw more than 15,000 reported crimes, a sharp 11% jump from the previous year. These numbers aren't just stats. They reflect a growing concern for safety among residents. Looking ahead to 2024, the outlook remains tough. It's estimated that about 9,100 violent crimes will occur this year, which breaks down to 21 violent crimes for every 1,000 people. That's a sobering reality for anyone living in or visiting Oakland. When comparing Oakland's crime rate to other communities in California, the city lands in a troubling spot. It's more dangerous than 80% of places across the state. For Oaklanders, that translates to a 1 in 28 chance of being a victim of either a violent or property crime. If we're just talking about property crimes, the odds are 1 in 68. 7. Long Beach. Crime continues to be a serious concern in Long Beach. In 2023, the city saw a total of 16,715 reported crimes, a sharp 13% increase from the previous year, according to the Long Beach Police Department. And the trend isn't slowing down. By the end of 2024, Long Beach is expected to face nearly 7,000 violent crimes. Even more alarming is a surge in property crimes, which have jumped by about 19%. That means around 21 property crimes are happening for every 1,000 residents. Motor vehicle theft, in particular, is on the rise, with a 16% increase compared to 2023. So what does this all mean for people living in Long Beach? The numbers paint a concerning picture. The city's overall crime rate is higher than 78% of communities in the region. Residents now face a 1 in 27 chance of falling victim to either a violent or property crime. When it comes to property crime alone, the odds are 1 in 47. These stats highlight a growing challenge to the city. 6. Sacramento. Home to just over 500,000 people, Sacramento has been seeing some troubling trends when it comes to crime. In 2023, the city reported more than 20,000 incidents, a sharp 7% increase from the previous year, according to the Sacramento Police Department. That's a big jump, and unfortunately, the numbers haven't been slowing down. As 2024 unfolded, the crime wave continued. By year's end, projections estimate that Sacramento could see close to 9,000 violent crimes. Even more concerning is the surge in property crimes, which are up about 12%. That puts the rate at 21 property crimes for every 1,000 residents. To make matters worse, motor vehicle theft alone has climbed by 19% compared to the previous year. For Sacramento residents, the odds of becoming a victim of a violent or property crime are about 1 in 26. When you break that down to just property crimes, the chance is about 1 in 47. On a national scale, Sacramento doesn't compare favorably either. Its crime rate is higher than 82% of communities across the United States. Another layer to the problem is gang activity. According to the CalGang annual report, Sacramento is home to around 3,100 active gangs. The total estimated gang membership is around 19,000 people. These groups often fuel violence and other serious crimes, making it harder for law enforcement to maintain order and for neighborhoods to feel safe. Number 5. Fresno, home to over 545,000 people, saw a sharp rise in crime in 2023. The Fresno Police Department reported 22,732 incidents, an 11% jump from the previous year. In 2024, the situation isn't getting any better. Violent crime alone is expected to reach nearly 13,000 cases by year's end. That translates to about 23 violent crimes for every 1,000 residents. Looking at the bigger picture, Fresno's crime rate is higher than 29% of all communities in California. What does that mean for locals? Well, each person in Fresno has about a 1 in 24 chance of being a victim of a crime, whether violent or property-related. If we're talking property crime alone, the odds are 1 in 55. These numbers paint a troubling picture. 4. San Francisco. In 2023 alone, the city recorded a staggering 35,149 reported incidents, a sharp 9% increase from the previous year, according to data from the San Francisco Police Department. As 2023 unfolds, the trend doesn't seem to be slowing. Projections estimate the city could see up to 15,000 violent crimes by year's end. Even more alarming is the spike in property crimes, which have jumped by about 12%, bringing the rate to 24.74 incidents per 1,000 residents. Motor vehicle theft, in particular, has surged, up 22% from 2023. These numbers paint a concerning picture. San Francisco now ranks higher in crime than 24% of other communities in the region. For residents, this translates into real risk, a 1 in 23 chance of falling victim to either a violent or property crime. Specifically, there's a 1 in 41 chance of experiencing property crime alone. While San Francisco remains a cultural and economic hub, these rising crime rates pose serious challenges for the city's future. From car thefts to home break-ins, many residents are feeling the impact and calling for stronger responses to ensure their neighborhoods are safe once again. 3. San Jose. In 2023, San Jose saw a troubling rise in crime, with reported incidents jumping to 46,249, an 8% increase from the previous year. According to the San Jose Police Department, this surge highlights a growing concern for the city's safety. As 2024 progresses, crime remains a significant issue, with predictions showing that violent crimes could reach around 27,000 by the end of the year. This would translate to a shocking 28 violent crimes for every 1,000 residents. What's more concerning is how San Jose's crime rate compares to nearby communities. The city's crime rate is worse than 30% of other regions, making it a risky place for residents. The chances of becoming a victim of violent or property crime are 1 in 21, while the likelihood of falling victim to property crime alone stands at 1 in 51. These statistics paint a clear picture of the challenges facing San Jose as it struggles to address its growing crime problem and ensure the safety of its citizens. 2. San Diego. With a population of 1.38 million, San Diego has faced a sharp increase in crime rates. In 2023, reported crime spiked by 17%, reaching a total of 72,684 incidents, according to police data. As 2024 progresses, the city continues to struggle with rising crime. Projections indicate that violent crimes could hit around 29,000 by the year's end, while property crimes have surged by 19%, bringing the total to 31 property crimes for every 1,000 residents. Car theft has also seen a notable increase, up by 17% compared to last year. Looking at the bigger picture, San Diego's crime rate stands out higher than 32% of other California communities. This means residents face a 1 in 19 chance of being victims of either violent or property crime, and a 1 in 31 chance specifically for property crimes. Gang activity further complicates the situation. Between 25 and 30 gangs, with a total of 2,000 to 3,000 members, are said to operate in San Diego and its surrounding areas. These gangs play a significant role in the city's crime surge, impacting the safety and security of local neighborhoods. With crime continuing to rise, residents are left feeling increasingly vulnerable as the city battles to regain control over its streets. Number 1. Los Angeles. Los Angeles, the bustling city of nearly 3.8 million people, saw a shocking rise in crime throughout 2023. The number of reported crimes jumped by 15%, reaching an alarming total of 224,823 incidents. This surge sent waves of concern through the community, leaving both residents and officials grappling with the stark reality of escalating crime. As 2024 unfolds, the city continues to face the aftermath of these criminal spikes. Experts predict that by the end of the year, nearly 97,000 violent crimes will have been committed. But the real shocker lies in the rise of property crimes, which have soared by 17%. This equates to about 33 property crimes for every 1,000 residents. To make matters worse, car theft has skyrocketed by 21%, a disturbing trend compared to the previous year. When you take a step back and look at the overall crime rate in Los Angeles, the picture becomes even more concerning. The city's crime rate is now higher than 36% of other communities across California. For the people living here, that means the unsettling reality of having a 1 in 17 chance of falling victim to either violent or property crime. If we're talking specifically about property crime, that chance increases to 1 in 30. Part of the reason behind this surge in crime is the strong presence of gangs in the area. Los Angeles, including both the city and county, is known as the gang capital of America, with an estimated 10,450 active gangs operated within its borders. These gangs collectively boast a membership of over 265,000 individuals, adding fuel to the fire of criminal activity that continues to plague the city. In short, Los Angeles is in the midst of a crime crisis. With violent and property crimes on the rise, residents are left to wonder what will be done to restore safety to the city they call home. The challenge is immense, but the city's leaders and law enforcement must work tirelessly to address the root causes and find solutions to curb the alarming rise in crime.